Good evening. Welcome to the Spaghetti Headquarters. So, got my dear friend here, Chef Lebowski.
And I'm here with Chef Sung.
So, Chef Lebowski, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you know what's going up?
What?
This podcast.
When?
Sometime soon. Who knows?
Who knows? Whenever it gets
Might be next year.
next year, 3 years, 10 years. Might not. You know what?
Not even getting uploaded. We're just recording for fun.
It might be like an interstellar movie. We got 51 years later.
This bad boy's gonna set us back quite a while.
Alrighty. So, on tap tonight, what do we got? You know, something I've been thinking about for past couple weeks, and it's really confused me and everything.
What's that?
Fucking ladders.
What about ladder, Chef Lebowski? That's a bit confusing.
So, like, let's go back to like ancient Mesopotamia, right? And these fuckers, they're like, you know what? That's just kind of high.
Okay.
Right? So what do? They're all right. Let's build a ramp. Let's push some stuff together, and so we can walk up. Oh, and then later they're like, it kind of sucks to walk up this ramp, So one day they're like, stairs, and it's the hit new thing. It's like the brand new iPhone.
Is it like a wheel back in the Stone Ages?
Oh yeah, this is like the bet. This is like sliced bread at the time.
All right.
And so then then they realized like, we can't really move the stairs, and let's say their torch on the ceiling at this time. It goes out, and this guy's wife is like, "Hey, honey, can you fix the torch?" And he's like, "Can't move the stairs. We don't got stuff to stack it on, or else I'm gonna break the pot." And then old Thomas Ladder came along.
Thomas fucking Ladder.
I don't know if that's actually made the ladder. Not gonna
No,
lie.
I have it pulled up right here.
But anyway.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You know what, guy?" He just kicks down the door, and he's like, "You know what? I got something for you guys." And he brings out a ladder, and they're like,
"What the fuck is that?"
Yeah. Right? And so, it's just I like to imagine when the first person, like when the ladder was first made, they're like, "Why did you bring portable stairs with you?" So who invented the ladder?
All right. So my man John H. Bosley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not really sure. Okay. He invented the first folding wooden step ladder in 1862.
No fucking way.
In Ohio.
I don't believe that. I feel like ladders have been around since like Egypt, ancient Egypt and shit like that.
I don't know, Chef Lebowski.
Where are you finding this on?
Google.
What website?
No, you just Google and the little square pops up.
I don't know. I think these things have been around for a while.
Oh, but you have a point. No one really knows when the first ladder was invented.
See?
However, the earliest evidence is located in Valencia, Spain. So there are some caves in there that has a rock painting of a ladder that's about 10,000 years old. So I have a question. Does Jesus just like float up, levitate to fix a torch?
I like to think so.
I'm assuming that man's not using a ladder on an everyday basis.
Yeah. How'd they build the pyramids?
Aliens.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Aliens.
Anyway.
Aliens. It's all about aliens, Chef Lebowski. It's all about the aliens. I'm telling you.
I don't know how we got onto. I don't know why I kept thinking about ladders.
I don't know either.
Just wanted to start us off on the right track. So, kind of recent topic that's kind of happened. The new PlayStation and Xbox are out.
Yeah.
Mr. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
Yep.
So why is everyone going crazy over it? Like, damn.
I don't remember this much hype being for the PS4. And I'm sure there was, but I just don't recall it.
It wasn't. You remember that South Park episode over it, though?
Yes.
Where they made fun of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 3-part series.
Yeah, and then The Stick of Truth came out. Yeah, you're right. I don't remember there being a lot of hype over. console, and it's weird. Like you have resellers, like on StockX, for example, who are selling it for $1,000.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Like they're going to restock for Black Friday.
Yeah. They're having to restock this Thursday.
Yeah. So you got plenty of time, and eventually they're gonna have enough to where they can sell them on a regular basis.
Like next year, I would say March at the earliest.
Yeah.
You can just go to the store and buy one.
Yeah, it would be completely normal. I don't. I mean, personally, like all the new consoles are great, right? But damn, just it's console.
My thing is, imagine being that guy who's gonna spend $800-$900 on one.
Yeah.
Because he just wants to be first. It's new. And then go to like Target and sees one for retail.
Yeah, that's how I felt about those shoes that I bought that one time, where got them for $180 and they kept slowly going down, and I'm like, if it hits one, I remember this one morning I opened up my phone and it said they were worth $120. I'm like, oh,
excuse me.
Yeah. But thankfully, a month later, they jumped up to like $300. So I was like, okay, all right, we're good. I didn't overpay. But back to it. I'm genuinely impressed with these consoles in terms of their power and everything. Because I mean, for the longest time, it's always been PC's the best, right?
Yes.
But now it seems consoles have slowly caught up in terms of like the technology they have into them.
I'm telling you, PC2 is coming up pretty soon.
PC2. Like,
wait on it.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think in like a year or two, like, there's going to be something that comes out for PC that's just going to make it even better.
PC2, I'm telling you.
PC2.
That would shock the world if somebody came out and was like, hey guys, introducing the PC2.
The PC2. So, I just don't understand, like, why all the hype? And why do we gotta why do we gotta resell them? We gotta get like bots, like bots you would usually use for like shoes and all that. Why do we need that? Like, wait a month.
And here's my thing. This is what I was telling my girlfriend. I was saying, unlike shoes, I can understand a resale with shoes. Because like I said, shoes, once they sell out, they're pretty much gone forever. Yeah, you have to pay resale.
It's not coming back.
But like PlayStations, they're going to be back in store.
Yeah, they have to.
Sony is going to make about 75 million of these.
Yeah.
If not more.
Right.
So if you can just wait, you'll be okay.
Yeah. It's just... like, you see, I remember I saw a video of this guy he was going to, I think he was going to GameStop to get his reserved PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
A customer was there and he was saying, I will give you $800 for someone's PlayStation. And he got there right as he was trying to give away his PlayStation. So if people are going to be like, yeah, I'll just give it away, fuck it. Like, that's awful. I don't understand. But anyway, let's get off the topic of it just being overhyped. It's really nice to see that they're starting to catch up. I know PlayStation, like you're getting into the game like 2 seconds.
Yeah, there was a meme and it was like, sorry for no text back replies. The games pretty much have no loading time. And Chef Lebowski has to step out. He has to go to the kitchen. His spaghetti is burning. So I'm just gonna hold it down. You know what we should talk about now? I think we need to talk about a couple of things. One, keep it on the subject of video games. Let's talk about the price raise in them. As you may notice, that they've gone from $60 to about $70 now. There's been a lot of controversy with that because for me, the longest years, they've been $59.99, even lower than that. But since the introduction of next gen, we're jumping up to $69.99, to pretty much a $10 price hike there. In terms of significance, that is really significant to some consumers because, I mean, like I said, you're pretty much used to paying a $60 premium, but a $70 premium, is that really a difference? Especially in terms of what you look at, what these new consoles can do. I mean, pretty much no loading times, ray tracing, all that technical good stuff. So I think the question is that trade-off price worth it? I personally haven't played a next-gen game yet, nor a next-gen console, so I can't answer that myself. But I guess from a guessing standpoint, I would assume so, considering that developers have to make these games for next gen and have to develop them. So I would assume that $10 covers that in a sense. Because I mean, like I said, the last two gens they were pretty much $60, and while those next gens always provide a new technological advancement over the past of the previous console, so I would think the $10 is justified considering this is kind of more of a giant leap compared to the PS4 with the PS3. I mean, this is like my co-anchor said. This is this is closer to PC than we've gotten ever before. So another thing in tech news, the new iPhone. So iPhone 12 is out and available now. Sort of similar to what Sony Xbox are doing. This is not much of a next gen jump. This is more of an iteration. But I think that's a whole other subject in itself. Are you willing to pay new prices for pretty much the same phone? I mean, the only thing difference is that, it's a new design. It's a flattened design that we've already seen before. So it's not anything new. You've just seen it. It's been around since the iPhone 4, iPhone 5, then it went away. So, but yet people go crazy for them. It's like the hype. Like Chef Lebowski said, people are going crazy for next-gen consoles. People are going crazy for these next-gen iPhones. I mean, if you order an iPhone now, you won't get it until December or January, which is fucking crazy considering it's just a phone. Like we said earlier, like shoes. Shoes are gone. Once they sell out, they're sold out. With the iPhone, you can always buy one. So, but in a sense, you can't get mad at the companies for this because when there is a demand for it, people are going to buy it. And then obviously there's a demand for the next PS5s, the Xboxes, and the new iPhones. So you can't really blame the companies here in this sense. I mean, because people are going to buy them. And obviously that shows. I mean, like I said, you can't buy a new iPhone. Well, you can't get one delivered until, 2 months from now. Which is crazy considering those are more expensive than next-gen consoles. I mean, my iPhone 12 Pro Max is about $1,200. That's a premium for a phone. Only to buy a new one the next year. Unlike a PS5, which you keep, for 6-7 years, there's a new iPhone every year. And I think that really shows how we spend money in today's societies, that we're really just buying things only to replace it the next following year. I mean, because you don't buy a car every single year to replace your old car. So I really think there is this thing here in today's society where we always have to have the latest and greatest of new things. And am I mad at it? No. I mean, because economic standpoint is great for economics, but I think at a certain point we can't call out companies that are doing this practice. We can't call out Apple saying, hey, you give us the same phone every year, when there's obviously customers who are going to buy it. And so I think at a certain point, there's a trade-off there. I mean, you might not be buying it, but there's obviously millions of people who are buying these products. So I think that's a thing that we have to look forward to going into the future, is that are we always going to do this when the new iPhone comes out? I mean, obviously for sure when the new PS6 comes out, if it does, we're going to go crazy for that too. But is it really worth it getting every year? Is it really that much of a desired product that you have to get it? Because, I mean, like I said earlier, there's not too many products that we replace every year. Phone being one. I mean, you don't replace your computer every year when a new one comes out. You don't replace, your house. There's a new one built down the road. So I think it's only certain products that we replace every year. I mean, you don't replace your fucking toilet every year when you get done shitting in it. And our co-anchor here, Chef Lebowski, has returned from the kitchen.
Yeah. The spaghetti ain't looking too great.
Spaghetti's not looking too great?
Yeah, we might need to make another batch later.
All right, got you.
Anyway, where are we at right now?
I was kind of just rambling about products and every year launches.
Oh, yeah, and the bullshit that, console, iPhones.
Yep.
I wouldn't throw cars in there. There's not really a big hype around cars.
That's what I said. I was like, you don't replace your car every year.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, unless you're Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, unless
you
do
it every day.
Yeah.
I got you. So, kind of shifting back to consoles and everything. Something that I'm surprised to see is that usually every year, there is a system seller. Generally, I don't think there was a system seller like an exclusive that comes out with that particular console to promote people to buy it. Like I think the first games that were on these consoles was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, NBA 2K21, the next gen version, which is 100% different from the 2K21 last gen version. Godfall, Call of Duty. It wasn't like on day, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. Well, for PS5, pretty much the game that's being, I guess, marketed the most would be the Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, but it's more of an expansion.
Yeah, that's what they said. That I forgot who makes the game, but they came out and said it's more of a expansion pack than actual full-on standalone game.
Right.
Because they actually remastered the PS5 game that you get for free, if I'm not mistaken, when you buy the Miles Morales game.
Yeah, and it wasn't like how. So last year, there were two games I can name off the top of my head that came out, and it was for PlayStation 4. It was Killzone.
This is for PS4?
This was for PS4. This was the new Killzone game. I don't remember.
Infamous Second Son was one of the two for PlayStation.
Infinite what?
Infamous.
Oh yeah, and the new Infamous was okay. So, and both those were mediocre. And then for Xbox, I remember Rise: Son of Rome, which it didn't end up being a good game, but it ended up being a tech demo, more of showing what the Xbox, and it was a pretty game. Like it looked I thought I was watching a movie at a lot of moments. It was just looked so beautiful, but the game itself was bad. But like this year, there's not really I
think for Xbox it was Assassin's Creed 4,
but both those were on both
both
consoles. So there hasn't really been I don't even know when any exclusives for either. I think they're kind of just riding off of like so for PlayStation, Ghost of Tsushima, they're still kind of
getting that in there.
Yeah, because that's kind of came out relatively soon. I don't know anything for Xbox.
Halo.
Yeah, but they haven't. I don't think they've given a date for that.
I don't think they haven't either.
So it feels like buying a PlayStation unless you really like NBA 2K.
That's kind of thing what happened with PS4 is that if you got one early, there's really no games out right now.
Yeah, it was definitely something to wait on, and it's hard for me in my boat because like I really I play PC, but I have a PlayStation 4. So when I got my PlayStation, this was towards the back end of its life cycle. But I got mine 3 years ago, give or take. So there were games out. Didn't have to worry about it. But now it seems like if I were to get it today, the only game I'd want to play, and I'm just going off of PlayStation. I'm not really an Xbox guy anymore. I used to love the 360. PlayStation's the thing now for me. But if I were to get one today, I just want to play 2K.
Yeah.
There's nothing that is like that amazing to me to get.
I know when I got my first PS4, I got it around the time pretty much got in the early beginning stages because I remember one of the main games out was Infamous.
Yeah.
And then I went and traded, well, not traded, I went and bought the Destiny exclusive, the white one.
I'm sorry.
I didn't play the game. The game was ass. I didn't play it. I just wanted that white PS4, man.
Right.
And then later down the line, I got the PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've kind of been since the beginning of the PS4 line.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's really, when I first got it, there was really no games out. There was a couple.
Yeah. And
then one of the major games that did come out later, I think it was Ghost for Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Ghost, yeah. Okay.
And so now I feel like when you get a game system, there's usually just a game you usually stick to. Like for me, it's either Madden or FIFA.
Yeah, or a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am with 2K.
And then every now and then there's a AAA title that comes out that you say, you know what, I want to play it.
Right. Yeah. like the next big game that's coming out is Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, Call of Duty just came out recently, but this is like been the most anticipated thing, and maybe maybe no, it could be a system seller, even though it's for both consoles and PC and Stadia and last gen consoles. That could end up being the system seller for people who they have an old system. Well, it's coming out for last gen, so maybe they're not feeling as much, but maybe it could help. There just needs to be more games put out for these new consoles, and I'm surprised that this year there really wasn't a console exclusive to launch with the games. I think with the 360, I think Halo 3 launched with it. I could be wrong about that. I don't know what launched with PlayStation 3.
I don't remember.
I mean, yeah, it was like what, 2007, 2006.
Yeah,
it's been a while since those days. But
yep, 2006.
2006. Okay, yeah. So if you're one of those people who is freaking out about getting a PlayStation,
don't
calm it down. Black Friday is right around the corner.
Yeah.
After the Christmas season, no, they're going to be completely available. And for those who have bought a next-gen console, I hope you're finding a game to play because there's not really much going on.
Yeah.
So, kind of sticking on video game stuff real quick. I wanted to talk real quick about Cyberpunk 2077.
I have a question. Don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
So you know how Call of Duty is for both systems, right?
Yeah.
But they usually favor PlayStation bundles and marketing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so my question to you is Cyberpunk choosing Xbox or PlayStation?
So
I think they choose an Xbox.
So recently they came up with a thing. It was just a quick 10-minute gameplay demo. They tend to do this at least like twice a month, maybe 3 times, or they try to show something off to keep the hype going. And currently, this like the most recent one they did, it was on Xbox.
Okay.
Last gen and next gen, and they didn't show that smaller white one. I think for good reason, because that thing's not going to be as good. Like it's cool that it's small and portable. I understand that, and if you want to get a next gen console, but you don't want to spend a lot of money,
that's the one coin you can get.
Yeah, especially for your kids or something like that. I think this game is going to be more tailored towards Xbox. I think there's even a special edition Xbox coming out with it. But so this game has been. Let's see here. When they, I remember the trailer that they first released.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is in there.
No. This was no.
Oh, this is before that one.
This is way before Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
I remember one of my friends. He loves CD Projekt Red. And they made the Witcher franchise, which is one of the more, at least the Witcher 3 and 2 have been very successful games, and he loves them. He absolutely loves those games. And so I remember, and I ended up falling in love with those games too. So then he sends me a YouTube video, say, hey, this is their next game that's coming out. And all it is, it's just a trailer. It's nothing much. Like, you get no information about the game. All you see is just a cybernetic woman getting shot at. And she has, like, knives coming out of her hands. And I'm thinking, like, shit, this is cool, right? But that's all you got. And it took them, that was back in, did you find the trailer?
I thought the trailer. I was just looking up the delays that it's been through.
Oh, yeah. Man, that trailer came out in like 2014. Maybe even later. I'm not sure. And it's been forever. And it took them, it wasn't until like recently, like 2 years ago, maybe 3, when they first finally showed gameplay.
2013, actually.
2013. Okay, so 7 years ago. Practically. It's been forever.
Game has been in development for 7 years.
7 years. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Now, I'm not surprised because if you look at The Witcher 3, how good that game was when it first came out and all the things they had in that game, it was perfect. I'm not surprised, and I'm not surprised that they're trying to do this with Cyberpunk. This is the most anticipated game for a very long time, especially when that gameplay trailer came out. People made YouTube channels dedicated to just looking for leaks and sources, and unfortunately, this game has been delayed a lot of times. I believe the first delay was due to them just saying the sheer size of the game is going to take a second. The next delay, I believe, was the COVID delay. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised about. Everyone had a delay on. I think even the consoles were delayed because of that.
No, the announcements were delayed because of COVID.
Yeah. So then they settled on a date for November 10th, which was 8 days ago. And this was the day. Like, everyone was like, yes, yes. And then there was all these rumors that were starting to fly around. It was like, no, these are just people trying to piss people off. But then they send out a thing saying, hey, we have reached gold standard, which for those at home who don't know what that means the game has no bugs and it's relatively has no technical issues. It's fully playable. It's practically done. But they delayed it again to December 10th. Oh, no, it was supposed to come out November 13th, 14th, something like that. And now it's coming out December 10th because of this delay.
Now there's a new sketchy release leak that said it might be delayed to 2021.
Jesus H. Okay. Let's not think about that. This game has been delayed so many times. People have been waiting. I think at this point, more people would just be okay if they just sent it out and there was something wrong with it.
So I got a timeline here.
Okay.
All right. First teaser trailer premieres in January 2013.
Okay.
First release date set for April 16th, 2020.
Okay.
First delay to September 17th, 2020.
Okay.
And another delay to November 19th. Goes gold. Then one more delay.
Okay.
And now we're pretty much here. But I bring that up because you bring it up. But I also want to mention there's this one little game you might have heard of.
Okay.
It did all right. You know, it's a little small game, nothing major. It's only called Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
So it's a little small game.
Yeah, small thing.
Nobody cares about that one.
Not like it's one of the most popular series and beloved series of all time.
I just want to say that's probably my favorite game of all time.
The second one?
Yes. I feel like that story. I really felt like I was in the fucking cowboy world.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
It's really immersive.
There was a lot of improvements from the first one, but there was some things that from the first one they should have brought back, like fast fucking travel.
They did, but just not in a certain sense.
With the carriage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
And you can use the map, too. If you go down to his little bed bunker or whatever in the camp.
Oh, well...
Like I said, they brought it back, but like just not...
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on.
Little rabbit hole.
The game recording session started in 2013.
Okay.
And it lasted a total of 2,200 days. That's recording sessions.
Jeez.
There's over 500,000 lines of vocal dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to put that out there. That game had no delays.
Yeah. And it's not like... And Rockstar and CD Projekt Red are very similar companies in the fact that they are their own standalone company. There's no one that owns them.
Who?
Both Rockstar and...
Rockstar's owned.
Oh, by who?
Take-Two.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Owned by Take-Two.
Okay. Yeah, but it never seems like it. You never see anything... Maybe they're owned by them, but they're more independent. Okay.
They are.
Okay, but still, they're very similar companies in my opinion. They both make very good games that they can be called ambitious, open world, a lot of complex systems involved. Agree or disagree with me on that, but
I definitely agree. I feel like I will admit there is some bias for me here because I love Rockstar Studios.
Yeah.
And I love the games they put out. So I'm a little biased, but I do agree that they are similar. And when Project Red and Rockstar when they release a game, they usually set a standard.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 released, it was massive.
Yeah.
Like, that's a massive open world.
Because and the hype around it was insane because the last game came out 2010.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Like, been a very long time, and that was I was gonna say for a second that I think people wanted Red Dead 2 over Grand Theft Auto 5, but I think
Grand Theft Auto 5 was something serious, man.
Yeah, that
Whew.
Okay. Anyway, go back to what we were saying earlier. I
was saying, like, when they release games, they usually set a standard. And Grand Theft Auto, when Grand Theft Auto came out,
right,
that was standard in itself because that was like at the time that was a very big game. It was very complex, and then you have Red Dead Redemption 2, which is somehow more complex than Grand Theft Auto 5, but it's a Western world game.
Yeah. It's a game without cars.
Playing anything technology-wise, it doesn't have it.
Very, very bare. I say bare bones in the terms of modernity.
Exactly. But it's very fucking complex as a game.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, though.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
And I think games like that, you can give a pass to for being delayed.
Yeah.
Even though this game wasn't delayed.
Yeah.
And I guess to wrap it up, I'm hopefully saying is maybe when Cyberpunk releases, I have no doubt that in terms of skill and popularity, it will probably match Red Dead Redemption 2.
Right. I'm just ready for like this. So I remember it was Watch Dogs, the first one.
Fuck that game.
It had so much hype.
I remember this. What was it? E3 trailer.
Yeah, look amazing.
Oh God.
And this is why every time I see a Ubisoft trailer for a game, I'm like, this isn't.
What was that game? Rainbow Six
Siege.
Yeah.
I mean, they ended up making it good, but the first trailer for it was nothing. If you compared what it is today to that, it's totally two different games.
That trailer was beautiful.
It's awesome. I'm pretty sure that it was confirmed that that was actually not gameplay. That it was all one big cinematic that they made. And that's the case with a lot of these games.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think this game is going. I think the game's going to be good. I can't foresee it being people saying it's bad. Mm-hmm. I think, though, people are going to be disappointed because it seems that the consensus has been like, this is the end-all, be-all of games.
I'm getting that feel. Like, I feel like this is going to be the game of next gen.
This is the game that I can't even think of a game that has had the similar hype and that could end up being defining a single generation of consoles and games.
I'm going to put Red Dead up there for PS4 and Xbox. Because I feel like when that game was announced, there was a lot of hype around the trailer. Okay. And then as we got closer to release, there were a lot of people who...
Real quick, I'd like to kind of quick... Actually, you keep going, and then I'm going to throw my rebuttal in it.
And I would like to say there's a lot of people who I thought wouldn't enjoy that game.
Right.
Was fucking hype about that game.
Oh, yeah, it was hyped.
Like, it was weird. Like, people who don't normally play Westerns or shit like that was genuinely interested of, like, hey, I can't wait for this game to come out.
Right.
And so I would say that game kind of defined that PS4, Xbox One era.
Right.
So what's your take on it?
So, we're talking... And you're saying that defined that generation of consoles.
If somebody asked me what was the game for PS4 and Xbox One, I'm going to say Red Dead.
I disagree.
Okay, all right.
And I say it was made by the same studio, Grand Theft Auto 5.
All right.
Because
I have a rebuttal, but go ahead.
Okay, because the fact that game, it came out, even though it came out during the last gen of consoles, the gen before that, it still carried over into the next gen.
Yes.
And on the PC. And it's still being worked on today. They recently had a big expansion with the casino, which got a lot of flack for it, but we're not talking about that. It's still being worked on today, even alongside Red Dead. I think it actually even gets more updated than Red Dead does still.
Yeah, it does.
So I'd like to say just because of the fact that they are still working on it, that it's still there, it still has a large player base. I think that is the game that defined last gen consoles and towards the end of the gen before that.
I can see it. Here's my rebuttal if you don't mind. I'm going to use those reasons from argument. I'm going to say because when the game came out originally, it was what, freshman year, sophomore year, something. I think it was freshman year, if I'm not mistaken.
Freshman year of
2013, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That game was for like pretty much the middle for PS3 and Xbox 360, I think.
Yeah.
I would say that's the game defining for PS3 and Xbox.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, I mean, yeah, you got Halo and everything like that, but that game broke records. That was the best-selling entertainment product of all time when it released.
That is true, because the time difference and the amount of improvements from 4 to 5, yeah.
3 years development, and I mean, GameStop was sold out when that game came out.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember me and my dad. He was driving me to GameStop to buy it. This was third day came out. Mm-hmm. Went in there and said, "Hey, you got Grand Theft Auto 5?" And he's like, "Nope." I said, "Well, when are you getting the shipment?" 2 weeks. I'm like,
I remember I came home. My dad surprised me. He was like, "Yeah, I couldn't get the game for you." I was like, "Oh, it's okay." And then he put it from behind his back.
What a guy.
I felt so fucking happy. I was like, "Oh my god." I immediately played it.
Right.
And so I would say the reason why I wouldn't say it's for PS4 is because, yeah, they're still working on it. But like you said, it's only because they have a high player base that are still playing it for, online. So that's my rebuttal.
Okay, I kind of see it, even though it came out towards the back end of
the PS3 area.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you say like right in halftime during a second, like right in the middle,
right,
and lasted up.
Okay, maybe. Let us know in the comments what you think it was. So let's kind of get a little back to Cyberpunk real quick. I truly think the game's gonna be good. I don't think it's going to be the end-all, be-all. I think there's going to be a lot of people are expecting this to be 10 out of 10. No issues. The max it'll be is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But the lowest is going to be like 6 out of 10.
You know what was 10 out of 10?
Red Dead Redemption.
You're damn right it was.
Okay. Anyway, I think people are going to be there's going to be something that's going to disappoint someone. I mean, obviously not everyone's going to like it. That's just
personal taste.
That's just how it is. But there's going to be something in the game that there's a general consensus that they do not like, or that something CD Projekt Red did something wrong. What it will be, we won't know until hopefully December 10th.
I want to give a quick update. Apparently, we lied.
We lied?
Microsoft says Xbox Series X might be in short supply until April or beyond.
Good thing I'm not getting an Xbox. What about PlayStation?
I don't see anything from them yet. I just Google it.
Fuck. I mean, again, I'm not getting an Xbox.
I mean, I really don't care, but I'm just like, if you do want an Xbox, you're kind of fucked, if that's true.
After going from 360 to PC to back to PS4, I've really enjoyed the PlayStation a lot more. So I can't. I know there's some good advantages with the Xbox, like with the Game Pass, where you can get $60 games for $5 basically.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed the PlayStation more. I don't know why. I think the design of this year's Xbox is nice, rather than the PlayStation, which is like a quarter taller than it is.
Oh, that PS5 is fucking huge.
It's huge. Like, I don't understand how. If I get it, I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Well, the reason why it's so big is because of the cooling system. The fan is fucking gigantic in there.
Yeah. But you don't need a whole industrial fan in there.
Oh, yeah.
So, but at least it's fixed the cooling issues of the last one. Because I remember I saw a picture of a guy's PlayStation that caved in from the heat.
Yeah, and it's weird because Xbox is having the same issues this year. Yeah.
Really? With that giant vent on top that can hold
Well, because it's only down and it's only whereas PS5 is.
It's hot air that rises, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they shouldn't have an issue.
Well, I would say maybe a block is not that aerodynamic.
Yeah, because the PlayStation, it's like split on both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can get out from the top, the sides, the bottom. Okay, so I wonder if they make. You remember? So you know how they made Xbox Scorpio, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll change up the design of the PlayStation just because, or when they make a slim version, I wonder if they'll change up the design of it just for the fact that the design was so big.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with a slim one, they change it. But I wonder with a Pro version, if they do one, which they will, they'll figure it out. But I wonder if they would they do something like that.
That's a good question, considering the technological leaps they did in this system.
Right.
Siri, what do you have to say about it? But she has her own opinion.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think at a certain point, is it worth it? Because I think the PS5 is what, $500?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then, well, that's the disc version. Non-disc versions.
It's $399.
Yeah, it's $500 and then $399. Yeah.
So my thing is, like, how much are you going to charge us more?
Yeah.
And is it worth it? Like, at what point? Were you going to put a 380 in there or something? Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
I like how we keep trying to talk about Cyberpunk or like other games, and somehow we end up back on like the console.
Because it makes sense because you can't have the game out the console.
Yeah. Editing this video is gonna be this audio is gonna suck. Not gonna lie, like having to switch pictures here, there,
go back and forth.
It's really gonna be annoying, but you know, we'll figure it out. But
so Chef Lebowski.
Okay.
What else is on tap tonight?
What is on tap tonight? So let's open up the handy dandy notepad.
If I'm not mistaken, we had a hypothetical in there.
Yes. So, you know, we like to talk about hypotheticals. You know.
By that, I mean this is our very first episode of my hypotheticals.
Very first episode. Yeah. First batch of hypotheticals. Outside of this, we like to talk about hypotheticals. And today, we got a hypothetical school that doesn't exist. And the components of this hypothetical school. So, first component.
First component, I would say a corrupt leadership system.
Right.
I think in this hypothetical, that really plays the part of why it's so...
Like from the top, from the very top. Right.
And I think that trickles on down, you know, to like the deans and whatnot.
Yeah.
What would you say the second part is?
Second part. I think at this hypothetical school would have some bad communication between and maybe it's not the teachers that are the issue.
I agree. I think
you have a few bad ones, and that's because they don't know technology. That's not their fault. They're very old school.
Yeah.
Their system works. It's hypothetically the administration.
Yeah.
The people who are working above those teachers.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like in leadership, especially in schools, especially in a hypothetical school, you have the very top and you have the professors, but somewhere in the middle, the administration lies.
Yeah, and those, and any organization of any kind, whether it be a business, business.
I mean, this hypothetical school pretty much is a business. They do not give a fuck about the students we're going to put in here.
Yeah, and in a business, school, anything like that, it's about your leadership. And if the leadership isn't very good, well, that's going to affect everyone from the bottom, which would be these hypothetical students, to the hypothetical teachers, to the hypothetical parents.
Yes.
To their hypothetical wallets. And with this poor communication, where in this hypothetical school, it's not that hard to communicate.
It's not.
It's really...
And I think for this hypothetical school, we have to make it smaller. Let's make it small.
Yeah. But so something that I'm thinking is like, what if in a hypothetical small school, the communication's still bad?
Which is even more embarrassing considering how small it is.
Like, I understand, like at a college, like
let's say a big university.
Yeah, big university like Auburn.
Yeah.
Alabama. I know I just named two Alabama.
Damn, Bama.
UGA, North Carolina. the list. We
any D1 school there is out there.
D1 schools, or is it Columbus? That's the largest campus
in the U.S. or
in the U.S. or has whatever school has the most students. At those schools, you could understand if there's a communication issue. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of students, a lot of staff.
But what if a hypothetical school only had like 2,000 students?
And there was still an issue?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. That would hypothetically be like having 3 workers and 1 boss, and the boss doesn't talk to these workers.
I just want to put it out there that my high school had about 2,500 students.
Right.
I think this hypothetical school, let's say they have around 2,200. Mm-hmm. But yet my high school is more efficient at communicating.
Right. And they don't charge you.
They don't. It's free. I mean, it's public.
Yeah.
Let's make this a private school.
Okay. Private school.
So with a private school, you're expected to get more luxuries compared to, I guess you say, a university.
The opportunities they're more there because there's not as many people trying to take them.
Exactly.
There, in a sense, should be more freedom of. I guess when I say freedom is more about like you don't have to worry about not knowing everyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about all these since it's hypothetically a small school. You don't have to worry about these big classrooms. It's hypothetically could be 20 people, 5 maybe. So hypothetically, it shouldn't be that awful in terms of student experience.
Yeah.
School experience. Now, I'd like to think hypothetically that you do get the classroom experience.
I will say so.
Like hypothetically, the teachers should be fine because they don't have to deal with as many students.
Yeah, it's not like a what do you call it? Auditorium class?
Yeah.
Theater class?
Where it's like 100 people.
Yeah, you get a number instead of a fucking name.
Yeah. You, all the way in the back. What is your name? Tyler. Yo, number 100. Stop using your name.
You don't have a name here, okay?
You are an animal to me. Anyway, so at this hypothetical school, I think hypothetically it would be fine for the education part. It's just when you look closer into it.
When you inspect behind the scenes, I think that's where our school starts to fall apart.
Yeah. Because
in a hypothetical, we're creating this image that wants to be corrupt.
Yeah, and on the outside, everything it hypothetically wouldn't look that bad.
Yeah, it's handy dandy.
Yeah.
Let's say, for instance, we start doing student tours.
Okay.
And we start showing them this nice, fancy building. And I mean, it's nice. It's beautiful. And you show them, this nice sort of cafeteria. But dear God, let's say hypothetically we put in a fucking design art project that's just a bunch of colored plates. And you start to see it's not so bad. And then you start to sell them on the small school experience.
And because hypothetically it's a small school, hypothetically the food.
It should be great.
Should be fun. Maybe not great, but
it should be decent enough what you're paying for here.
But then hypothetically, these are hypothetical cooks in our hypothetical cafeteria.
Chef Lebowski.
Yeah.
They're chefs.
They are chefs of ours, but these are the anti-chefs. You notice how Gordon Ramsay doesn't call McDonald's a restaurant?
Yeah.
These are those guys. These hypothetical chefs are the McDonald's restaurants.
They can't boil water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at this hypothetical school, they can't boil water. And you'd like to think that, at least at this hypothetical school, I would at least hope that, once a week, there'd be one fine option. Because we're talking about the food being hypothetically bad.
Yeah. Well, good.
Good, bad. Okay, let's just say it's bad.
All right.
Okay. Let's just say, and hypothetically, you think that at least one day,
Mm-hmm.
one of the meals is decent.
Yeah.
It'll get you to the next meal.
Or even if you have dinner, it should last you until the next day.
Yeah, like, yeah, and but the issue is at this hypothetical school. I'd like to think that these hypothetical chefs, cooks. We're not even gonna call them chefs. I just don't feel good about.
Let's just call them workers.
Workers. These hypothetical workers. They get all these simple things. They probably get. Yeah, they would probably receive hamburger meat or beef for that matter, chicken, different kinds of vegetables, and all this. Excuse me again. This beer is making me burpee.
It's whooping your ass over there is what it's doing.
You know what? Me and my Michelob Ultra are doing just fine. So anyway, this hypothetical kitchen, they have the normal ingredients that everyone has.
Yeah.
Every place has. And, what's the first thing you do with chicken? Like, first kind of chicken dish?
I don't know. Fry it. I don't know.
Yeah, you fry it. You grill it.
Grill it.
Yeah. So, let's
bake
say,
bake it.
Bake it, yeah. So, let's say this hypothetical school. They're like, all right, let's do that. We'll cook it normally. But maybe we don't cook it all the way. Like, let's throw it in the fryer for 2 seconds.
You guys like medium rare steaks? What about some medium rare chicken?
Ooh, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
You're not.
I think it's either done or not.
Either salmonella or perfectly cooked. There's no in between here with chicken.
Yeah, you can't do that. So at this hypothetical school, let's just say, they're done. It's hypothetically halfway cooked.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of pinky winky in there.
Well, Pepto Bismol never hurt anyone.
And so then you think, okay, hypothetically, they just stop there, right? They just serve what it is. Mm-hmm. Like a piece of grilled chicken.
Yeah.
But let's say this particular worker decides, you know what? Let's get crazy.
Let's get wild.
He might have like a aioli sauce. Ooh. Or mustard sauce. Ooh. Dijon mustard sauce. Mm. And all these weird spices. And he just, you know what? I'm just going to mix them all together and throw them on.
I got some saffron Dijon mustard.
Ugh.
Doesn't even sound delicious.
Yeah. So at this hypothetical school, they're like, you know what? This is a good idea.
Yeah.
And then the hypothetical students get there. And they're like, what the hell is this? So then they look across the cafeteria to the right. Mm-hmm. And they see the burger station. And you're like, and this hypothetical burger station, which, it's a staple food at any place. Burgers are burgers. It's not hard to mess up a burger unless you just make it raw or cold or dripping in juice or just disgusting in general.
He's been on the floor a couple times.
These are hypothetical burgers, all right? At a hypothetical cafeteria, at a hypothetical...
That ain't real burgers.
It's probably cat. As the way we've been describing this hypothetical school, it wouldn't be surprising. Or a hypothetically dead squirrel out in the road.
This hypothetical school has a lot of deer. Let's put deer in there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I be surprised if they just took a deer and just slaughtered it?
Yeah. So, this hypothetical school, they see, you know what? I'm just going to go get a burger. It's not great. And this hypothetical burgers, it's decent. It's not... You're not going to be full, but at least you had something, right?
At least it's better than the saffron Dijon mustard chicken.
Yeah, and then the hypothetical workers and the hypothetical school, they start wondering, why is no one coming to get our weird chicken? I wonder why.
I wonder why, too.
Yeah.
So, that was the summary of our hypothetical calf.
Yeah.
I want to delve a little deeper into our corruption problem.
Okay.
At this hypothetical school.
We really went long on that hypothetical calf. I'd hate for a school to have a cafeteria like that.
I never went to a school like that.
If I paid, or if my parents, or if anyone's parents paid, money to go to that kind of hypothetical school, and when they first showed the cafeteria on that hypothetical tour, if they looked at it and were like, you know what, this looks pretty good, they're lying.
They're lying.
Yeah, that hypothetical school's lying. That hypothetical tour guide, damn.
Stop lying to my kids.
That they pass a lie detector.
They are CIA trained.
Yeah. Anyway,
but I want to delve into this hypothetical corruption.
Okay.
And let's say it starts with the head.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with the president.
Okay. This hypothetical president.
Yeah. Let's say he had favorites.
Right.
In the administration.
Okay. In the administration. Okay.
And let's say when people try to challenge him, he makes them magically fired.
Yeah. That's a weird hypothetical.
And let's hypothetically say they all have tenure.
Right. And because in real life, you know, when a teacher has tenure,
you're pretty much untouchable, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's kind of like the whole...
I won't say you're not untouchable.
But it's really hard.
Unless, like, something you did federal. So, what happens with this hypothetical teacher who has hypothetical tenure? Or what would happen? How about that?
Let's say he challenged the hypothetical president.
Okay.
Let's say he didn't like the behavior that the president was enacting.
Right.
And so he calls him out on it, and let's say he quits. But he doesn't end there. Okay. He sues his hypothetical president, and let's say a hypothetical lawsuit.
Okay. How long do you think that hypothetical lawsuit would go on for?
Let's say it still goes on.
Okay.
And let's say in the hypothetical lawsuit, we learn a lot about this president.
Right.
And let's say...
Hypothetically, does anyone do anything about it?
At this school that we've created, I would say nothing based off what we just said.
Okay.
And based off what's going on and what we put on into this college.
Okay.
So let's say that, and let's say he's walking around just fine on the campus.
Okay.
Let's say he thinks he's untouchable.
Okay.
Now, at this hypothetical school, Chef Lebowski, what would you do about that in administration? Let's say you're in administration. Okay. What would you do about that? Would you be vocal or would you just keep quiet? Because let's say...
so am I hypothetically a favored administrator?
Let's say you're...
Or somewhere in the middle.
You're just in the middle. You're just there. You're just working.
I'm just there. Okay. You know, because I'm... It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Right? But I like to be... When I see a problem, I like to confront it, especially if it's with another person. I never really have that opportunity a lot of times. But when it happens, it happens. I like to fix it then and there. I don't like it to linger. Because the longer it lingers, it gets worse.
And let's say hypothetically, that's what happens here.
You wait.
Let's say nobody does anything about it. It just grows and grows, and everybody knows it's there.
But no one wants to.
No one wants to.
I would hypothetically, I'd say something. Now, do I say it to this hypothetical president? Not yet. I think the first thing I would do is try to get some of my hypothetical coworkers a little on board. Like, hey, do you see what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because, and 9 times out of 10, it's hard to get things done by yourself.
Yeah.
Especially on a level like this. So, try to get other people on board and then confront the hypothetical president.
Let's say, you know how like during the 1900s, 1800s, when a person would rise against the empire, they'd be put down quickly.
Yeah, like you're gone.
You're gone.
Yeah.
But what usually follows is an inspiration, an agenda.
Yeah, because they practically become a martyr.
Would you do that? Knowing 9 times out of 10, probably you get fired. But you think you have a good chance of inspiring, becoming a martyr.
Yeah, so hypothetically, if their cause was good, it was right, yeah. Now, hypothetically, what would happen if someone hypothetically tried?
I would say, knowing the school we've created here,
yeah,
you get fired, no one bats an eye, Turn the other cheek.
Just normal day.
Normal day.
It's just that person just happens not to be there.
Yep.
Not dead.
No, I mean, not dead. Not dead. Let's not.
Not dead. But yeah, they just kind of
like one day a professor was teaching English, next day you got substitute.
Mm-hmm. You don't know why.
You don't know why. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
But that's what happens.
And hypothetically, that is what happens. So this is a very hypothetical school.
It is.
I'm sorry for those people. For if this was a real school, I am sorry for those people who
go there. Who would go
actually,
there? But I just want to put. I know you have a thought. I didn't interrupt.
Okay. Yeah.
But what if you went to this school not knowing any of that and you thought it was a safe place, not a safe place, but a safe bet to go to? You only realize what hypothetically happened here after a couple of years. So you were kind of blinded.
Right.
It was only till, you start to learning about it
until you get there.
Till you get,
Yeah. I mean, I'd be a little disappointed.
Yeah, I feel like a person would.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like going back to Cyberpunk. You have these expectations and then things get let down.
Yeah.
So, hypothetically, I'd be a little disappointed. But at least the good thing, like we've created with this hypothetical school, at least you're hopefully, and hypothetically, the class experience and the learning that you're getting from these classrooms, these hypothetical classrooms, that's at least good.
Now, would you say that in itself overrides all the negativity that we created here at this campus/college?
Hypothetically, for a student,
yes,
a just normal student.
All right.
But if this hypothetical student, was involved in things that were higher up, like I would assume it being a school would have some kind of student government.
Okay.
Maybe they see that. I think this would be more of a problem for administrators, like a hypothetical administrator and a hypothetical teacher. That's where some issues would go to. If this hypothetical school got funding from hypothetical investors.
Let's say, since it's a private school, really small, let's say hypothetically speaking, they're getting big time investors too. Like they're getting, let's say, I don't know, political investments related people. Now, my thing with that is, since they're getting hypothetically these investors, is that due in part to the corruption?
Okay.
Because I think at a certain point, what we've created here, if you're donating to this school, you must know a little something about the corruption that's going on here if you're hypothetically donating.
Yeah, you'd have to know something. Yeah. Because, like, and I'm speaking in the real world. In the real world, typically, when an investor donates to a company, they have a pretty good feeling. A high investor.
Yeah.
They know who they're getting in bed with, who they're investing, who they're giving their money to. Like, a guy I trust to invest my money with is Mark Cuban. I know that my money is going to be safe.
Yeah.
I know he's going to make a good decision. And if something bad happens, it was just, unforeseeable. Whereas maybe a guy like Elon Musk, I might not be...
Elon Musk scares me. He is a scary dude.
You don't know what's going to happen. We're sending cars to space. Next thing you know, he's making a laser.
There's a report that came out and said he's apparently not that nice of a person. Like, he has really bad mood swings.
Yeah, he doesn't. He he reminds me of Kanye in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like, on the outside, he looks fine. But in the inside and behind closed doors, I feel like he's
a dick.
He just looks like it. But anyway, this was just a hypothetical school.
Yeah.
We've been thinking about this for a very long time. About talking about a hypothetical school that would just really suck to go to and to work at. And while, the pay might be great, and maybe the classroom experience would hypothetically be good, kind of just sucks. So, thank you guys for watching.
I just want to say before we leave, Jeff Bezos lost like $15 billion.
From what?
I don't know. He went from being 200 billion to 185 billion.
I bet he didn't notice it though.
I don't think he even cares.
He's like, fuck it, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
We'll get more. So, anyway.
Shout out Jeff Bezos.
Shout out Jeff. Thank you guys for listening to podcast number 4. Yeah, we're on 4.
Are we really?
Yeah, we're on 4.
I lost count.
3 has at this current moment 3 is not out. It's almost done and ready to go.
Sorry guys, that will get out pretty soon. It's kind of my fault, honestly. Chef Song takes full responsibility for that one.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been podcast 4, batch 4 of Spilling the Spaghetti. I am Chef Lebowski.
I'm Chef Song.
And we bid you a good night.